Today I'm making the laser rifle from Fallout. For this build, you'll need EVA foam, white glue, hot glue, foam core, roadhouse, paint, machine screws, brads, a marker, a respirator mask, goggles, sponge brushes, a rotary tool, scissors, razor pens, or a box cutter. While researching this, I found that Vopin has actually built a number of these, and his step-by-step photos are really instrumental in my own effort to recreate the laser rifle, so I just wanted to give him a shout out. He made his out of MDF wood, but I'm using EVA foam just because I already have it. If you're taking your time with this though, then I recommend IDF wood because it's sturdier than foam and its sawdust isn't toxic like MDF is, which is treated with formaldehyde. Also, if you're going with foam, you should buy gray foam mats instead of this colored kind. That way, if the mats show through the paint job, it'll just look like weathering, and you won't have to hit it with as many layers of paint. I cut 4 strips of foam, all of them 15 inches long. Make 2 of them 3 inches, and 2 of them 2.5 inches wide. Draw where you're eventually going to put the notch. Glue the pieces together to form the barrel, and cut out the notch. Cover the back. For the front end, push the 2 narrow side panels in towards one another, and glue them in place. Next, I started marking where all the various panels should go. That's what all that notation is. These panels are 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Glue them onto the front of the barrel. Cover up the hole in the front. Sand all the edges with a rotary tool so that they're rounded. These are the panels for the back. I ran out of blue, which is why some of them are wood pattern. By the way, they make wood pattern EVA foam. I have to do a video on that. Make this for the front. Hot glue it in place along with other panels to fill the gaps and such. Cut these ridiculously thin strips for detailing the emitter. Hang on. There we go. In the center, I sanded a circle with my rotary tool. Cut a notch in the starboard side of the rifle. Make similar baffles on the stern of the laser. Sorry for all the nautical terms. I just rewatched Hunt for Red October. I love that movie. Put a length of electrical conduit in there. Close up either end of the conduit with foam. For the cone, I'm going to try something new. I made this skeletal frame out of blue foam and red scrap from the airstrike build. Then you want to cut a circle of foam with a radius of 2 3/4 inches. Cut it in half along the diameter. Oh man, there's no way that could possibly become a cone unless... What? Geometry for the win! It actually didn't quite make it all the way around, which is why it's good I had that second half to fill in the gap. But still, the concept is sound. Continue to attach more detail parts around the canister. I knew that lever was going to be obnoxious to paint around, so I sealed that area beneath it in glue before gluing the lever down. That wooden dowel is actually the handle of a dead sponge brush. The greebly on top of the gun is a soda cap, and glued on top of that is... geez, I don't know the name of it. They come in gumball machines, you know, they're little prizes. I don't know, I found it. The detail in the cone was made with my rotary tool, as were the notches in the front. Made those grooves with my narrow rotary bit. I also made the canister out of scrap foam. You can use real screws for detail. Okay, now I'm sorry, this is my bad. I seriously don't know how you're supposed to make heads or tails out of this sketch that I did. I did it freehand. So here's my ruler next to it for comparison. Cut it out, cut it up. Trace 2 more of these on a foam core. Fill in the edges with scrap and attach a trigger with a tiny nail or brad. Glue both sides together. Glue them to the rifle. Glue on the stock. Create the stock details with soda caps. I'm also not sponsored by Coke. I just lost my water bottle a few months ago, so I was using Coke bottles. Probably destroyed my teeth by doing that. Wrap the stock in a strip of foam. Get a 15 3/4 inch long dowel that totally wasn't cut from the end of a broom handle. These are scrap PVC. Glue it to the bottom of the rifle. Make the grip out of scrap foam. Make the details out of cardboard. Now it's time to seal this! There you go, it's sealed. See, so much different, right? So yeah, the sealing process is actually the longest process of this entire build. You need to do 5 layers of watered down white glue before you paint it, or else Marty McFly will never get back to 1985. I'm watching a lot of movies lately. This whole process, it takes forever. More on that in this video in the top corner. I did a base coat of black over the whole thing, realized I forgot the hose on top, so I had to reseal and paint that. That was fun. But you can actually speed up the drying process if you hit it with a fan or a hairdryer or something. Then I did a rough top coat of army green in the middle. Use silver ribbon buff to give an uneven tarnished metallic look to the appropriate parts of the rifle. Paint half of the canister yellow with red details and set it in place. There's supposed to be another metal catch holding it in there, but I didn't include that. Like, I made the canister to come out, and I figured that piece was just definitely gonna break off. Paint the top hose a weathered yellow, and that's it. You got yourself a laser rifle. Yeah. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I make movie and video game props on this channel. If you'd like to see more, then you can click these links or subscribe and hit send me updates, which will let you know when I post a new video, because not everybody checks their subscription fee every week, and you might miss something interesting. Also, if you want to help out, then you can check out my Patreon page. It says such and such per video, but I don't charge for every video. Like, if it's a tutorial that was incredibly simple for me to make, or like a vlog, I don't charge for that. That doesn't seem fair. And by the way, thanks to all my current patrons. You do so much for the channel. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. Alright, Jake out!